What's going on, everyone? Hope everybody is well today. Shawn, I'm getting that for you right now. Actually, I'll get it for you right after the stream. I have the cards all split up across the table over here, and I was packaging them up, so I will for sure get it for you after that. Got myself a note right here. All right, so I hope everybody's well. I'm going to warm up with some of these. 96-97 Collector's Choice. Kobe rookie. Which is a tough pull. I mean, it's not an impossible pull, but let me take off this ugly bandage. Fun little checklist there. There's a good amount of rookies in here too. Or at least first cards. And then the iconic insert with the triple on there. I like those. There is one that is a Kobe in that subset, whatever. So these are like team cards. I think there is one that's like a Laker one, but I think it's got Van Exel on it. There's Barkley. Hurley. Another playbook. These Jordan assignment are like players who are assigned to, I guess, cover to be on him during the game. I think Anton Walker is one of the rookies that's in there. It's like he's with Kentucky before joining, but he could have a card before that. A lot of times you just never know like that. There we go. The Shaq, who just joined the Lakers that year. And then Iverson is a rookie, I think, in this set, so that's a cool one. You had a good time though, Clinton? Talking smack. Yeah, there are Eddie Jones rookies too. Yes. Did I pass by one already? Oh, on this? Yeah, and he's got the separate card in here. So usually if you get two of these in a pack, it means there's a gold in here also. And it's not always the same player. I probably should have put down this 96-97 because a lot of times people are definitely more into the current, even though Kobe's not current, but this 90 stuff is pretty old compared to what people are used to. It's one of the Jordan cards on there. Still counts as a Jordan. Oh, I guess there was, well, there's two of these, but there wasn't a gold in there, which stinks. I always hope for those because they're pretty tough pulls, the gold. I'll have to like check the replay and see what you were saying. Did you get in trouble, Clinton? I always like it. Sometimes, you know, every once in a while, I'll be in RGLs and it's not like I get a warning, but he'll be like, yeah, he won't comment on it. And you got to figure he probably doesn't like what I said, or it's not appropriate for maybe the audience. Sometimes he has kids in there. I think it's rare, but you just never know. Cool action shots, though. That's a cool one, too. Got Olajuwon in the center. I always liked him. Hakeem the Dream. And we're just talking about that, Shawn. So you collected Olajuwon? Nice. Oh, and you sold them. Yeah. I get it. Another one of those. It is hard to tell on the rookies. A lot of times on the triple, you'll see that they have the draft day ball cap on. Come on. Trying to get that to there we go. David Robinson. Vinny Del Negro. That was a championship team during that time. Clyde Drexler. These were interesting. So they had the little stick-on stickers that came in packs too. And then you could put them on these cards. So you could like put them together. All right, who's on this one? Mitch Richmond, Purdue, and Hawkins. That is correct, Clinton. That's what I was saying. They were in this product as far as rookies go. But as far as like other random rookies, there are some. I mean, notable. It's just going to be those two guys. This guy's head is like right behind him. It's too funny. Right, there's another one of those. And let's see what's on the triple. Looks like the same one as the last one with Olajuwon. Still a cool card. Disney Chrome? Is that a new stuff? Shawn? I guess I'm not I'm not sure what that stuff would be. So there's one of these two that has Kobe. But I like this one. You got Penny and Jordan together. Pretty sick card. Shaq and Hakeem. There's another Walker. But again, it's not a notable rookie, but there are rookies in here. It's kind of got a good amount of them. we got that one already. It's been out for a while. Yeah. Would it be in stores too? Or is it just hobby? So these are sticking together a little, but it's not horrible. There's another one of those. We got Stackhouse on that one. That's cool. It's a good lineup with Drexler, Barkley, and Olajuwon. I like the little cartoon guy there. It's pretty cool. Here's the Shaq holding the jersey. I can remember that card going for a lot too. Juwan Howard. Terry Mills. For as many cards that are in the set, it's pretty surprising how difficult it is to get the Kobe. I had some sitting along with this. There were some open ones, singles and things that were sitting next to it. I'll show you those in a second. Anthony Mason, Marbury, he's guarding the hoop there. Another one of those. There we go. So the draft day cap there on Ray Allen. That's how you can tell on these anyway. On the other cards, not so much. Here, I'll show you these though. All right, where is the... There's one that has like all of them with draft day caps on. That same Shaq. This is the AI rookie. Here's the Kobe. Then this is also a rookie insert, but the one-on-one. Gotta crash the game, Jordan. And this is from the year after, so second year. And then a KG. I'll put those in with the rest of these here in a bit, but I won't waste time putting them in top loads or anything. Just wanted to show those. I probably have at least a box that I could open up, but it's spread out. And that makes it, difficult to say it's a box, I mean, this one right here, it's missing the cellophane, so it could be multiple boxes. Hey, Fraylin, how you doing? I opened so much of this back in the day. Sure, everybody kind of did. This was kind of the first year, though, after like Fleer stuff wasn't holding a ton of value. You know, they ended up competing with other companies, and I feel like they just printed a good amount. There's Vladi. I don't know if that's a rookie. I don't think it is. Bill Cartwright. Patrick Ewing. Centering looks okay. Always liked Fleer for the stats. Or appreciated the stats. Clinton, I used to go to 7-Eleven and buy packs, and my first ones buying out of there directly were the Jordan second year, which sucked that I didn't really get into basketball until later, but I would say boom with this card here. That's the card you want. People were grading this like crazy. Getting a 10, obviously. It's going to be pretty difficult. Let's see if I have a nice top load. Excuse me, Bullet Bill. Out of the way. Here comes the boom. Yeah, it is the top card on the pack, too. So if I remember correctly, people were searching. But this was in the box like that, so I'm guessing that they did not search this. I ended up buying this from my LCS, from my buddy that I used to work for. There's a nice Hakeem Olajuwon. Spelt incorrectly, right? So it's an uncorrected error. Spud Webb. Loved him back in the day, too. Look at that corner. I have one of these sets. There's a Hardaway rookie. So if anybody needs one of these sets, let me know. I think I have actually 2 of them. Yeah, Spud was great. Slam dunk competition back in the day. Remember that? It's Chris Mullen. He always had this really funky haircut. J.R. Reed rookie, but again, those aren't huge ones. Traded to Dallas. Fat Lever. There's a David Robinson, who's probably not even jumping right there. Oh, I'm sure he might have been done jumping, but who knows? Byron Scott. Yeah, those cards were really bent up. That pack. Here's the this is when it was a subset. So I want to say that this is the first year that they switched it up. Previously, it was part of the set. It was like the last few numbers in the set. It's John Stockton. I always liked him and Karl Malone too. I was a Nuggets fan, but as far as like a championship team during that time, Utah was the closest in Denver to get behind. Danny Shays. So I've met him, Fat Lever. That team, or that era of team, met a lot of nuggets, and there's no Hall of Famers or huge players during that time. I mean, David Thompson. Let's see, that's a rookie too, but that probably doesn't matter. Danny Ferry. So he played in Europe before coming over. So they popped those stats in there. AC Green. Your Lakers. Ooh, nice mullet. Looks good. Reggie Miller. Remember him getting that distinction that he was cocky, but he wasn't really, because he did the choke sign. I do remember that went with him though. People would, anytime that there'd be a loss that he was a part of, people would do that. Moses Malone. I'm not sure why my voice is so funky. Maybe it was just talking so much. Sunday. Appreciate everybody who came out to that. That was a marathon. Otis Thorpe. Dominique Wilkins. Interesting shot there, because the lighting and the flash, getting the old basketball stadium, just reminds me of the ABA days where you'd have a lot of shots like that. There's Del Curry. And Alex English. I guess he would be considered in that too, because I got to meet him. He was a good player. Now he signs way too much stuff. I want to say that out of every basketball product I seem to get, I'll end up with one of his cards. There's Shawn Elliott. That was a rookie. League leader, minutes played. I don't think they put that on every card either. I think that's a Glenn Rice rookie. Steve Kerr, who ended up, I think, going to the Bulls after this year. There we go. Magic Johnson. Those stats. Pretty amazing. Kevin Johnson. So I had hopes that the Suns at one point were going to win, back in the day. It did not happen. The Bulls were just the powerhouse, man. He was holding up Wilkins like a nice skater. I love it. Where is, yeah. That's too good. I see it now, man. That's funny, Clinton. Herb Williams, or Herb, in green. Jim Paxson. Another Danny Manning. I can just never say this guy's name. Sarunas Marikolonis. Anytime you get into those Greek names, man, it's tough. Oh, there we go. Shawn Kemp, rookie. Part of the Seattle Supersonics, who became OKC. I want to say that that's the one and only year they did this big bubble for traded. It was ugly. Soreness. That might be right. Mark Price. Cliff Robinson. It's a cool card. Stacey King. I think that was a rookie of Stacey King too. Dennis Rodman. Look how normal he looks there. Clyde the Glide. John Sally. I always liked him too. Woodridge. Kenny Walker. You pretty much can get a set from a box. And they're not super inexpensive. I want to say $75 is what one of these boxes would cost. Could be less now. I know that I want to say that that's what I got them for. It's probably on the outside of the box. It is not. Jeff Malone. It's a Mitch Richmond rookie. Tripucka. Pooh Richardson. Gotta love that name. Todd Lichty. Got to meet him too, but I don't even know how long he stayed on the team. Again, during this time, the Nuggets and their team, it was like a 10-year stretch that our mascot, Rocky, was like the biggest draw. People were more excited to see him than they were the players. There we go. Looks like Magic's covering Larry. I guess a Netflix series that does that talks about the two of them and their competition. Scottie Pippen. I mean, these cards aren't gonna. There's Blair Rasmussen too. Be worth a ton, but there's some nice ones there. I have seen people that get like 10s for the commons, and those go for a lot. Population pretty small, because if you look at even these, it's hard to tell top to bottom. I just flung that card. That dude's family hated him. What's going on, Kenneth? You're saying you weren't attacking? No, I didn't mean like you attacked anybody in chat or anything. Hope you're well. I know this is a midday. Not everybody can watch this. But I wanted to do something fun. And I thought that Tubular Tuesday would be a fun box break. And name, of course. I'm always trying to think of different names on that stuff. There's Brad Dougherty. Part of that Cavs decent team at the time. Clyde Drexler. Michael Cooper was always good too. BJ Armstrong. I think that was a Armstrong rookie too. He was a good bench player, but he got minutes and he helped out, giving everybody a break, letting them rest. Aguirre. Yeah, my voice, dude. Don't like it. Oof. Look at that. That's cut bad for sure. Nice Magic. Weird. It almost has like a gum residue, and there's none in there. I mean, this is a solid design. There we go, Minute Bowl. $7.7. And his son, I think it's Bowl or something like that. Super tall too. Muggsy, right? Muggsy Bogues. There's a rookie, I think. No. Not a rookie, but so Bird's mom was a Magic fan. That's crazy. I mean, I think they respected each other. I mean, shoot, you got people like Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan who pretty much hate each other. Yet they were on the same team together. It's another guy. He was a perennial Nuggets player. He must have just got the league minimum or something. But Bill Hanslick had this epic 80s stash forever. This has been a good box so far. So another Glenn Rice rookie. The Shawn Elliott rookie. Another Magic. KJ. Newman. So you've watched that one a few times then too, Clinton? I actually watched Last Dance again. Hadn't watched it since the pandemic. But I thought I would dust it off, so to speak. Kenny Walker, he's got a nice little high top fade going on. John Sally. Just reminds me of when I played basketball, that stance when you're defending. Lots of Danny Mannings. Yeah, and then the weird traded bubble. You watch the clips? Yeah. It's almost like a meme, right? There's Danny Ferry. See, that shot looks like old ABA days. He just needs to have a headband on. And the shorts need to be tighter. Horace Grant. Always liked him. Another Reggie. Orlando had decent numbers for his career. But look at all those quality cards, and I'm only through a half the box. There's Dominique. Look at his eyes right there. Looks like he doesn't have proper footing or something. He's a little bit worried about how he's going to land. Oh, we got another All-Star coming up. Larry Nance, Terry Porter. Boom. So far, this is a good box. I want to say the most I've got is 3. Now, that was the case back in the day for the rookies too. A buddy of mine bought a box of it when it was like $100 a box, and he ended up pulling 3 Jordans, 3 rookie Jordans back in the day. It could have been a combination box, but it was pretty nice. He was happy, but I think he was trying to do the set. So I remember him being upset, and the cost of like a Jordan was close to Ewing, I want to say. And I remember him trading to get one. Back in 87. Michael Adams. Another Drexler. Boy, got a lot of them. And another BJ. Armstrong. Clinton says Glenn Rice was a 3-point machine on the PS1 2K back in the day. Yeah. They really did make... I mean, some of the players were just crazy good. And it was built in. Had it. There we go, another Rodman. It's weird how some of these are mixed up, some aren't. So this is the second one that's had this, where it's mixed up, but it has like a crazy ding in it. And this wasn't something like I opened up and made it like that. It was in the box. Some kind of pressure did that. There's no getting that out, though. It's probably good that the Jordans were in different boxes. Yeah, that is really bad. You can see it right there. Detlef Schrempf. He was always had a great name to say. So the top on these were here. Yeah, these are probably casualties. What's going on, Justin? Yeah, 2 Jordans already. Doing good out of it. And there's a couple different packs that have that crazy ding. This one's also got on the top corner. So it might be just how, when they're placed in the box too, they just got crunched. Pooh. Wayne Tisdale. Michael Thompson. Stacey King. Chester King. Yeah, this has been decent. I was saying, Justin, how I've only opened 2 of these recently, but I think 3 is the most I've got. And then I was talking about how in 86, 87, a buddy of mine bought a box of it, which I only bought packs during that time, but it was like it was $100, which was a lot to us back then. But he ended up with 3 rookies, 3 Jordan rookies, and then he traded one of them to get who was it? I said the name. Now I've forgotten. There's Scottie Pippen. It wasn't Malone, but there are so many good rookies in that 86, 87. There's another Mitch Richmond rookie. Patrick Ewing is who I was thinking. Because at the time, the Ewing and Jordan were the same price in good old Beckett magazine, which was the Bible back then. Vladi. Hornacek. Speaking of the man, Patrick Ewing. Charles Barkley with some hair on his head. These are a little bit bottom heavy for sure. Ugh. Yeah, this is definitely something to do with the machine and how it was printing or putting them in here, because that's like pulled forward and it's the top of the card. And it was directly out of the pack like that. This is terrible. This is terrible quality. Kind of fixed it a little, but that is bad. Oh well. Had it been a Jordan, I would have been more upset. Another Akeem uncorrected error. Spud. I swear that they actually did the photos like this on purpose to make them look tiny too. Another Tim Hardaway rookie. I want to say that there's got 3 of those so far. What I haven't got a good amount of is the Kemps. Maybe I have the same amount. 2 Hardaways. I didn't put all of these in there. So there's some in there that are not sleeved. roughly, there should be a set in there. Maybe with a few extra. Ooh, look at that. That's sealed wonky. But I would assume that's just from the machine. Definitely was just the machine. You got a Jordan. A little bit left, right, but top to bottom, that thing is perfect. It's terrible. Looking good. It's Dan Marley. I always liked him too. Charles Oakley. Kevin McHale. The ugly traded bubble. I know I keep talking about it, but it's ugly. Oh, yeah. All those rookies were in there, Clinton. That's what I mean. Mullins, just everybody was in those. In the 86 set, it was just full of good stuff. Danny Shays again. Minute Bowl rookie. Just everybody was in there. David Robinson. These packs are like really funky how they're put together, but there hasn't been like an issue yet. Another Barkley. Eric Floyd. Isaiah Thomas. The man people love to hate. James Worthy. Stockton, Malone were rookies in there. Or no, Stockton wasn't. Malone was. All right, let's see if we can get 4. Let's beat the beat my previous record. And I think, like I was saying, I've seen these sell for $75 to $100 for the box. You might be able to get it cheaper, but then again, unless it's sealed, I don't think I would buy it. Another B.J. Armstrong rookie. This stack, I don't know if I should trust it. It was getting way too high. It's flipped around again. Trent Tucker. This guy looks like he's just floating back there. What the heck's going on? Another Rodman. That's actually in really good shape. Like, I have seen some of the stars from this set graded as 10 sell for a ton. That might have changed now, but because, you know, often it's going to be top or bottom heavy. Another minute bowl. Mookie. Another Muggsy Bogues. It's always a dream of mine to get a storage unit and find a bunch of 86 wax in there. That'd be fun. I always forget. So on the Nuggets cards, there's like a 25% chance that my buddy who owns that shop, he has worked security for the Nuggets for like 25 years. There's always a chance that he'll be in the background. It's like he's used up his 15 minutes of fame several times over. Another nice Malone. These have all been really good shape. Every single star and or rookie has been decent. Another Mitch Richmond rookie. Might be a little bit top heavy. I don't know. What do you guys think? It looks like it might be. Justin said TTM. Who are you going to TTM? There's Danny Ferry again. I swear it looks like an ABA card. What is his name? Not Thompson. There's a Nuggets player, and back when it was the Rockets or ABA days, I was able to secure some pictures from a guy who used to do photography for the ABA. So I have like a bunch of stuff signed by him. Another Reggie. Man, all of these are like centered really nice. I've opened it lately. This will be the third box. A bunch of these, and this by far has had the best centering. There's that flakiness again. I said TTM them. Yeah, Justin, if you look at a lot of the modern cards too, so like Jokic, he'll be in there. He's got a really big beard. He's like 6'4", I think, so semi-tall, but he covers the floor in like different areas. So you'll during live games, I always see him. Nice Dominique. If you're on Facebook, like his little group for the card shop, people always post sightings of him. It's hilarious. Grant Long. I think that's the first one I pulled on that, which is weird. He'd probably love it if you sent him a card to get signed. Glenn Rice rookie. Another Magic. Man, these are all nice. That's got a little orphan on there, or whatever that is. Oh, came off. Kevin Johnson. Hershey. Detlef Schrempf. Robert Parrish. Otis Thorpe. All right, we're getting down to the last two. What are the odds? There's the Kemp. Again, side to side. This is the same as that other one. And that could be why the 10 Kemps go for so much. They're just tough to get centered. Because a lot of times it depends on where they are on the sheet. If they're like on the outside, on either side, they can always end up with the centering off. And then if they're on the middle of it, chances are you're going to get a centered card. Not all the time. There we go. Another Larry. With Magic in the foreground. Come on, Vern. Drexler. Buck Williams. All right, so we ended up with 3. Still, that's worthwhile, right? And if anybody's looking to get one of these sets, I'll put this together and make a set. Obviously, I won't include these. Unless I get an iron. Definitely worthwhile. Justin, before you popped in, I opened up some of these 96, 97s. And then I was showing off. Where's it at? The AI rookie. The Kobe from the 3 panels. That's also like a rookie insert. And some other Jordans. But from the 97, 98, this Kobe. Come on. He's all bent in weird ways. That's another weird one that I pulled from in there. NBA update trade card. Obviously, Couldn't still do a redemption. Dano, thank you, brother. I appreciate you so much. So he pulled 3 Jordans. Definitely a successful box. I wanted to count how many of the All-Stars. So 8 of those. How many in a, is it 36 in a box? Yeah, 36 count. Plus randomly packed. Not inserted, it's packed. So this is lot 8678 from whatever case that is. And Justin, you can hit me up if you want to meet up later. Just let me know. When I was going through different boxes, came across these oddball-sized cards too. Freaking Brett Favre. Marty Cordova. Don't know who that is. Tokyo cards. Some kind of Olympics. Guess Press Pass did some season's greetings cards. Okay, cool. After the stream. Sounds good. I think these were either inserts. I'm guessing from like a magazine. President's Reserve. These, I think this is Collector's Edge. That's like a promo thing. That's interesting. It's got a Seiyao card in it. 1996. Tombstone. That's very interesting. I do like these tall boys. That's one thing that they haven't really made again, is the tall boys. Yeah, Tombstone Pizza. So here's an interesting one too. My mom worked for the American Heart Association, and back in, I think it was like 88, 89, maybe 87, she did this thing called the Toyota Celebrity Ski Challenge. And then for years after that, Toyota did more of them, but it wasn't like part of the Heart Association. There were like all these stars there, and I got to go to the dinner. And so like I got all these autographs. American Werewolf in London. This guy was the lead actor in that. David Naughton. Joanna Kearns. I do have another one that has Alan Thicke's auto. And then to Mike, God bless, Kirk Cameron. Sally Struthers was there. Ed Marinero, who was a football player, I think, at one time. Became an actor. Gregory Harrison. I have different ones with like just those people that signed it on their own. I don't know why I kept this stuff. Chris Lemon, Ricky Schroeder. What's going on, Artie? Cruising home listening. Right on. Appreciate you. So there's the ones like that I had her sign, but there's the American Heart Association stuff. This is so beat up though. Oh, the Gatlin brothers were there. That's right. They performed. Here we go. I think that's the Alan Thicke one. There's Joanna Kearns. Sally Struthers again. Jim Ryan. What does that say? Is that best luck or good luck? And to my buddy Mike. Thanks, Chris. And then I think I was talking about these before. So I got to meet all the different Nuggets players at the time, but all I had for them to sign was a napkin. So I got Alex English, Blair Rasmussen, the coach at the time, Doug Moe, Wayne Cooper, Bill Hanslick. Was it JR either Reed, Richardson? I can't remember what his name was. Dan Reeves. I love how it's got the date on there. Napkins were like the thing I got signed so often. You'd think that I would have like cards at some point with me. That's so beat up. No, I didn't get that, but still cool. Ernie Banks auto. Silver spoons, exactly. I want to say that Emmanuel Lewis was there too. Or maybe that was like a year after. I have a bunch of hockey stuff too that's signed. More team related though. This thing is interesting though. I'll have to look that up. President's Reserve. It sounds fancy, but it probably isn't. All right. So, Justin, I'll leave here and I'll go to the other stream. I appreciate everybody checking out this box break. Maybe we'll let's give it 5 minutes. Justin, I'm going to get a drink of water and I'll be back. Thank you. I appreciate you checking it out. I did end up adding more of, it's kind of hard to see. Here, maybe I can move this to here. How do I do that? This isn't working. Can't really see it. More of the balls. Little wall of balls. All right. So I'll catch you guys in the next video, which I think is the Sunday sale. There might be something before then. There might, I can't remember for sure. But I appreciate everybody. Have a great Tuesday.